Today guys, I'm changing the oil in my Yamaha 300. I have already changed the lower unit oil and the spark plugs. And to change the oil in the engine, the first thing you need is a oil extractor. There's two ways that you can do it. You can take the cowling off, you can take these side panels off, and then there's a drain plug that you can do it that way, but I always do it with the oil extractor. It's just so much quicker. All we're going to do is we're going to take the cowling off, and then we're going to put this hose into the dipstick, and we're just going to suck the oil out and put a new oil filter in. My parts just came in, so I wasn't able to make this video last week, but I also got my water fuel separator that I'm going to be putting on, and then also my new fuel filter that I'm going to put on here on the engine too. The oil filter that you need for the Yamaha 300 and 250 is the N26 1340-03. You also need, and you can see there, it's a list of engines that it's suitable for. You're also going to need a pipe wrench or a big pair of pliers, and so that's about to get the oil filter off. Alright, I just got the cowling off, and you can see that the oil filter and your dipstick is located on the starboard side of the engine right here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take out the dipstick, place it over here. Need to get some paper towels. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to clean this off to make sure that there's no debris on it. And then I'm going to plug this right into the dipstick right here. And it's going to suck all the oil out. All I'm going to do is put this tube in and make sure it goes all the way down to the bottom. You see right there? That is the bottom right there. All we got to do now is create a vacuum by pumping, and it will start coming out. This process takes probably about, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes for all the oil to suck out. You can see the oil starting to come out right now. And then after you do this, it's just pretty much a waiting game. There you go. You see how the oil getting sucked out. It was more of a clear color, and now it's a dark color. And it is filling up. You see it right there. So now we're just going to wait for about 10 or 15 minutes for it all to get sucked out. And then we're going to put on a new oil filter and put more oil in. It's easy as that. So I've extracted about 3/4 of the oil so far. When it's completely extracted out, it'll be all the way up to the top. But while this is going, I'm going to go ahead and change the water fuel separator on the boat. Alright guys, it has sucked up all the oil. Now you can see that it is completely full. I'm actually going to pour some of it out into a different container and make sure that we got everything, but we are almost done. Just took off the old filter, and now I'm putting on the new one. And also one thing I did, put a little bit of oil around that seal there too, so it wouldn't leak. I have finished putting the oil in, and I have checked the oil level through the gauge. You can see it right there, that it is in between the two dots there. And so what I'm about to do now is I'm going to crank it up and let it run for about 30 seconds, check for leaks. And if I don't see any leaks, I'm also going to recheck the oil level again after I let it run for 30 seconds and make sure that everything is still good. Alright, I don't see any leaks up here. I don't see any leaks down here by the oil. Everything's looking good. I'm not going to run it very long. It's not peeing and don't look like all the water's coming all the way up, but just enough to make sure no leaks are happening. right, let's check the oil one more time and we'll be done. I'm done, guys. So it actually took me longer than what I remember it doing it myself. When actually sucking all the oil out, it actually took probably a good solid 30 to 35 minutes to suck all the oil out. But I'm not doing any work at that time. It's just letting that oil extractor suck it all out. But while it was doing that, I was able to change my 2 water fuel separators, and if I was doing my maintenance all at the same time, I probably could have went ahead and been changing my spark plugs at that time. I wouldn't have been able to change my lower unit oil at the same time, but I could have gotten the spark plugs and the 2 water fuel separators changed at that time. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to grease up the engine. There are some grease ports that you have to do, grease pretty frequently. And I think one of them is located. I think it's located, I can't even find it right now. There's some grease ports that are located in here that I'm gonna grease up. There's one right back there, grease port. But that's something else that you have to grease up when you're doing your maintenance on your engine. I hope you find this video helpful, and I'll see you guys on the water.